Okay, I have a lot of thoughts on language arts for my rising 8th grader, and today I'm just going to brainstorm through some options that not just for 8th grade, but you probably could use for middle school in general. So stay tuned if this is something you're interested in. Welcome to Learning with Boys. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschool mom. I have 4 boys, graduated to have a senior, and then I have a 7th grader this school year. And this video is just going to focus on language arts for him, which would be going into 8th. But like I said, really you could apply this to most middle schoolers, possibly even high schoolers. So my mindset for him is changed a little bit. And I think it's because every child is different. And he is my first one that probably has enjoyed writing. Like, he will write stories for the fun of it. He loves to read. He has special interests that he enjoys reading about and writing about. So I recently listened to, sometimes I listen to Sonia Schaefer, I think that's how you say her name, that does videos for Charlotte Mason. And I was just listening to a video she has done, I probably within the year, about is it too late? Is it too late to start Charlotte Mason? It was very interesting, and it really made me think about specific areas with this particular child. And one of the areas was language arts. So this is what brought on the brainstorming of this for my rising 8th grader. So I want to share some things that we have used and what I'm thinking about for him. Now, this school year, we are using master books, learning language lessons for 7th grade. And I've actually done a video on that, and I'll link it below. I probably will do like a final year update. He is starting to wear down, but I think that is just in general with school in general. So I can't say it's particularly the curriculum. Now, I feel like he has learned a lot. So that is great. And I don't regret doing the master books this school year. So I have looked in to the 8th grade school year. I was just curious. I actually had an opportunity to look at the whole book. Now, you can get online and look at samples, I think, of like the first week and the 10th week, and probably more than that. I didn't scroll all the way down. But I could tell that there was a lot of different things that they will be learning compared to this school year. And I was like, oh, well, that looks really interesting. Oh, well, it just, that drew me a little bit. Like, it does look good. Now, it's going to follow the exact same format, which I've talked about in my videos. It is a 5-day-a-week program. So, and there's some things that I've tweaked with that. So I'm not sure I want to fall into that again. And so after thinking about and listening to that video about Charlotte Mason, I thought, well, what do they have for language arts? Okay, so they have a book, Using Language Well. And I'm going to be looking down here at my notes a little bit because I don't have it memorized. But it looks very interesting. Like, the things I liked about it was what was being taught. There is dictation. There is 2 books, but they are revamping it. Like, there is a new book coming out this year, I'm hoping before the school year. And I went ahead and put my email address in so I can be informed about this, because I am curious, and hopefully I can look at that and sort of make some final decisions. But even how they were doing it and explained, I think they're just compiling it into one book. I don't know if they're making like drastic changes or anything. So there is level 1, 2, and 3, and there are certain things you need to know before level 3, which is your 7th and 8th grade level. And so there is a placement test that you would need to look into. I've watched a couple review videos on this program. The one thing I did like about it is I feel like you're learning a lot, but you only have to do it a couple days a week. I could be wrong about that. A couple days a week. And I thought, well, that would allow me to definitely look into the other curriculum I really have always just thought I would do, and that would be the IEW writing, and it would be year 1, level B. Now, more than likely, if I do that, it would be over a 2-year span, even just that year 1, because I would want to let him focus on some of the things he's interested in writing about. And we have done an IEW, so I know how it works. Like, he could take what he learned 1 week and maybe use it on something he wants to write about or a book that he's already reading. These are just thoughts, motivational thoughts. Not sure if it'll all happen, but just because he is one that likes to write. Okay, so I do want to mention right here that they do have the 3 weeks that you could try, and I'm actually going to do that. I've already signed up and hoping to start this next coming week. I want to be sure that it is something that will work for him. Like I said, he's just that much different, and I want to be sure. So I think he'll enjoy it, but this will just give us an opportunity to check it out because I have not used these particular videos. So I had a little trouble finding where to get that, so I just chatted with them and they sent me a link. But I will try to link that below. But if you're not sure and you can't find that, where to get the trials, because you can do it for the writing, A, B, or C, and also for the fix-its. So just send them an email, or they usually have that chat there. That's how I found out. Just gave them my email and they emailed it to me. So, but I will try to link that below if I can. So the Charlotte Mason Language Arts seems like it would be easy if it's only a couple days a week. Now there's also the Fix-It, which we have used and he did well with. Like, that was my thought. We would just do Fix-It, which is still in the back of my mind. I just need to make those decisions. So I would love to hear if any of you have used anything I've talked about so far. So we have, I want to say we've done a level B IEW, but it would have been like the old version, not the updated. So those are some of my thoughts. Now, I have a couple other things that I have looked into. And okay, let me just mention with the IEW, if I did level B, of course, that would fall into 9th grade. And then I would have to continue on with something in high school. And once he had year 1, would I do the year 2? I don't know. It depends on where he's at with his writing and how things are going, and if I feel like we needed to continue. But there's also this program. We are using Heart of Dakota for our history and sometimes some other subjects. We're using it for the science this school year. For the Heart of Dakota next school year, which will be more of a modern history, they're using something called Writer's Goldsmith. That's for the boys, and there's a Ranchers, I think Writer Ranchers for the girls. And looking into that really interested me. Now, I think it is for like middle school, like 6th. I want to say even start as early as 11. Now, what I looked at, you would have to have a child that really loves to write and is advanced in that. But I would definitely say, 7th, 8th. But then there was some reviews that they used it in high school. And I thought, I would rather him go through sort of a solid writing program before he really started, because it's about writing fiction. Let me just read a little bit about it. It says, this workbook provides whatever young author needs to know about writing. Is your mind filled with stories, but you can't get them down on paper? Do you write pages and pages, but your story does not have a purpose? Do your stories lack sparkle? Do you have trouble creating interesting characters? Now, I think she also there's a lot more that it says about this, but I think there's like 5 points that she teaches throughout this course. And then there's also like videos which were originally used for a class that she taught, and she's just posted them for you to be able to watch as you're working through this book. Now, you can get online, and I think Amazon would be your best choice to actually look inside the book. I think Rainbow Resources had it for the cheapest. But it is part of the Heart of Dakota curriculum. That is one of their writing choices. We don't usually use their language art choices. We have a few times. But I'm not sure I'm ready for him to do it this year. But it's definitely something that I will have tucked away in my thoughts because he is one that likes to write. I would have never used it for anybody else. And I want to go back real quick. I meant to say this early about the master books, that I have one child that I would have continued using that. I would have used the 8th grade, probably the 9th grade from what I could see for him, because he just needed, it was not his thing, but he just needed something to keep reviewing and keep building upon. And I think that would have been perfect for him. But it's okay, he's already graduated. A couple other things. One that I probably will not use, but I want to mention it just because it's good to know your options, and that is Wordsmith from Common Sense Press. Now, this looked pretty basic. I feel like it could be something that he could follow because he doesn't mind writing, but I almost feel like he needs a little bit more. So they have what they would say is 6th through 9th, and then they have another book for high school. So if that is something you want to look into, I'm pretty sure that you can look at sample pages and what's inside the book for that. So I just want to mention that one because that is one that I did look into. One other thing that I have considered, and that was actually easy peasy. Now, I have mentioned on here that I just don't see my son on the computer. I don't know if I like that idea. But then I was realizing they actually have printed off books. They have one that is more of the literature composition. That really interests me, and I'm definitely going to do a little bit more research into that. I've watched a couple videos on it, but I really want to look into it for myself and see what I think about it. And it also looked like even the 8th grade, I did look at it a little bit, that the 8th grade, like I could use that for the 9th grade literature. So that might be something that I may look into further, but it definitely, if you have one that is ready for that part of it, that they could do that. It was for 8th grade. So, and I'm assuming, I didn't look at the high school end of Easy Peasy, but I'm assuming they have printed books now for certain subjects. I don't know if it's for all subjects. So I did want to mention that. I don't know. I'm trying to focus only on this school year, and I know I can't do all of that right now, or he would not be up to all of that because of the other things that I'm thinking about for 8th grade. And I have done a brainstorming video on the science for middle school and possibly what I might use for 8th grade. But I am going to do one more video that just is an overall of other things that I am thinking about. So if this interests you, of what other moms are thinking about for their middle schoolers, I would love for you to subscribe and join us and look for those videos. And if you have any comments about any of the curriculum I mentioned, or if you have a favorite, something I didn't suggest because there are so many choices out there, I would love for you to share below. All right, I do appreciate you all watching. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you again soon.